I'm Megan Bruner with Charleston Home and Design Magazine, and we're here with James Schlinker with RhinoSheild at 535 Wampler on James Island. First of all, why don't you tell us a little bit about what the homeowners were experiencing, the problems that they were experiencing with the paint they were using on their home?
Well, of course, this is a stucco house, and in the South, there's a lot of issues with stucco house because there's a lot of moisture. You're surrounded by a lot of water, even salty air. They were having problems because the house was around 18 years old, 17, 18 years old. It's never been painted, so they had a lot of cracks. They were also having a lot of water infiltration, especially around the window frames and the door frames, and they were looking for something that would cure that.
Okay, so what did RhinoSheild do to fix these problems for the homeowners? What kind of product is it?
Well, basically, we had to come out and inspect the house and kind of look to see the issues and kind of point it out, found a lot of the cracks. There was a lot of repair work on the stucco. So we had to do a lot of like Bondo stucco work on the house. They were looking for something where they never had to do it again. So they knew if they went with a product like this, it would be a one-time shot, and they would just take care of all their problems in just at one time.
All right, you say a one-time shot. RhinoSheild has a 25-year warranty. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically it covers pretty much all the things that paint has problems with. Our product doesn't chip, it doesn't crack, it doesn't peel, and it doesn't blister. That's covered on the warranty. How it works is we start off with an extensive pressure wash and go and really inspect the house before and during the pressure washing phase and do an extensive prep job where we fix the cracks. We do a lot of stucco work, but the product mainly has a waterproofing coat. It's called APS. It's for adhesion and waterproofing. It's an adhesive primer sealer. It's kind of like a glue-like coverage. It saturates into the stucco, so it makes it really good for stucco. And it's gluey and it dries clear. And from that point on, they're not going to have any water issues or water damage issues.
Okay, so this definitely works on stucco. What other surfaces can you use RhinoSheild on?
Well, pretty much anything that conventional painters can paint. Obviously, we can paint as well. It does very well. Obviously, stucco. Hardy plank is similar to stucco. There's a lot of wood homes where you have wood trim homes and they might just have brick only. It does really well on rails, columns. Hardy plank wood, rails, columns, vinyl, pretty much everything that's on the market that can be painted, we can coat as well.
Okay, looking at this project behind us, it's huge. This is a giant home. How long did it take you to put RhinoSheild on this home?
Well, it actually took 2 days to just to pressure wash, and it took 4 to 5 days just to prep it. That's where we seal up, tape up, put plastic and paper on all the windows, the floors, the porches, the roof, the lawn, the shrubs, the decking, the patios. Once that's finished, we are kind of free to move around. In this particular job, we had to use an 80-foot lift. There's a couple spots that were hard to get to by ladder, obviously. So we had a lift as well to kind of for safety and for purposes of getting up that high. And I'm sorry, where are we going from there?
That was perfect. I was wondering how long it took to actually get RhinoSheild on this house and it be ready to come back and live in.
And then from there, it probably took a good 4 to 5 days to spray the sticky coat, as we talked about. That's our primer for adhesion and waterproofing. And then the final coat, and that's when the color goes on, and it's around 8 to 10 times thicker than paint. And it's flexible and it's breathable.
Okay, what do you mean when you say it's flexible and it's breathable?
Well, it's considered elastomeric, which means it can stretch beyond itself. So it's 335% elastomeric, so a piece of it can stretch. So you're not going to get any microscopic cracks or just regular cracks. So it's going to keep the product from cracking, but it's also highly, highly breathable, which means when the sun comes out, it lets moisture out in a form of a vapor. So it's never going to lose its bond. So having the ability to have that technology plus the thickness of 8 to 10 times thicker than paint, that's what makes it, never paint again type of product.
Okay, very cool. And you also mentioned that the color on this house went on last. And I know around here in Charleston, especially on the beach, people love color on their houses. Do you guys have a lot to choose from?
Yes, everything. We're like a paint store. We mix the product. So we have a tint machine and a shaker, so we can pretty much match any product that the customer desires. And it can take some time to make sure we get the right color because this is going to be the last time we're going to paint, so you better be happy with the color.
Wonderful. Well, we have been talking with James Schlinker of RhinoSheild here on James Island. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Okay, folks today are really into being green. Is RhinoSheild a green product? Does it have any eco-friendly benefits?
Believe it or not, before the word green came out, our product was given the Energy Star Award. So people have seen that before in the past. The reason for it being a green product is basically when it comes out to your house, it's environmentally safe. It has no bad VOCs in it. So it's water-based, so it's friendly when you're out at the house. So that makes it green as well. But it also blocks 80% of radiant heat. So when the sun's hitting the house, 80% of the radiation is being blocked off the house. So it makes the surface temperature of the house much, much lower. So it's very, very energy efficient.
But that's great for homeowners' energy bills.
That is the biggest thing, especially when you have a house like this that has a lot of surface territory where a lot of sun's hitting it. And there's a lot of homes in the low country that have that, kind of exposed to the elements, being hit by the sun a lot of the times during the day, but it also insulates as well. It's got an R factor that gives you a bit of insulation, so that also helps with your energy bills.
Well, wonderful. Can you tell us how homeowners or anyone else watching or listening can get in touch with RhinoSheild?
Sure. You can call us locally in Charleston. It's at 843-884-1992. We don't just cover Charleston, though. We are along the coast and in Columbia. And you can reach us at www.RhinoShieldSC for South Carolina, www.RhinoShieldSC.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.